Ladies and gentlemen, check 212. Welcome, good evening. Are we live? I think so. Guys, welcome. New stream, new day, new weekly close. This is Sunday, the 21st of December. It means it is now officially winter, guys. Today is the shortest day of the year, the least amount of light. So enjoy. Let's bring some light on the charts, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way in and have some fun. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you, good to see you. So, what's happening? What's happening with the charts? Let me bring it up. So, first and foremost, we have here the CRO chart. CRO, it's holding on. It's holding on, ladies and gentlemen. CRO is still bouncing on this very important line. So it seems we're going to have a weekly close on top of this trend line, which is good. It's below the rainbow chart, as we discussed last week, but still, I don't mind this too much. The bulls are still showing some strength. We're going to discuss the charts a bit later regarding also bullish divergence. That's important, guys. Welcome, welcome. Good to see XGen. I see Solid Snake. I see Pete. I see Acts. I see Bjorn. Ibanzi? Is that like Ibiza? Luca as well. Hope the bull market will come next month. I believe in the bull market, guys. Welcome. As always, there are multiple analysts giving their own opinion, and nobody truly knows. That's the truth. So always, guys, do your own research. Probably the truth is somewhere in the middle. Probably. Well, let's see. So, what is Bitcoin doing so far? Bitcoin had a really interesting week. Basically, what we did so far is we created a bit of a double bottom at about 84k. But so far, we are setting also higher lows. We have not gone below 83 anymore. So I think, guys, it's a great sign for the bulls as well. Then what about Ethereum? Ethereum also mainly holding on to this same kind of trend line like what we see for the CRO token. Bit of a fake out in the last week, but it seems we're back. It seems we're back on track, and we're getting very close now to $3,000. $3,000 is big resistance so far for the Ethereum token. Some people have been talking about the MCGA company. Let me quickly bring up the chart, but to be honest, guys, the weekly chart for the MCGA company, and important, MCGA stands for Make Cronos Great Again. I didn't think about this myself, but yeah, truly, MCGA, it's a stable coin. It's been trading for about 3 weeks at 10.13 cents. Pablo Palma, do you think that CRO could be implemented in a new GTA 6? That would be cool, but I wouldn't count on it. They want to get paid before I get the Christmas bonus payment. Let's wait with the pump, guys. Some people are hoping for a Christmas rally. I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind a Christmas rally. So, what's happening with Bitcoin dominance so far? This week is not a crazy week, actually. So we had quite a decent dump, or a big dump. I quickly want to go back to, I think it was Thursday. Thursday was a crazy day for the market because we went up, I think. Let me go to the hourly chart. Oh, otherwise you can't see it. Javello, welcome, welcome. Good to have you in, sir. So we had a crazy good pump. I think this happened actually. Was it? No. I have to go back. This happened last week, and this was crazy. We had a pump for Bitcoin, 5% up. Next hour, 10% down or 6% down. Same thing here. Good pump, big dump again. It's crazy price movement, but you can see that we're creating a bit of a formation here. And we're getting into the, I would say, the final part. We have to wait and see. I think so far, this could mean, guys, that we're getting out of the structure. If we can escape the structure, that will be extremely bullish for Bitcoin. So we can actually go back and hopefully retest again 95k. That's the hope. That's the hopium here. But we don't deal hopium, we only deal facts. And so far, it's looking quite good. I want to show you quickly something else. I want to show you what the bullish divergence is we're talking about. So what we have, if we go back to the daily chart, is we have, for example, here, the crow chart. Let me go to daily. Let me quickly get a different crow chart because this one is a bit too busy. Welcome, guys. Don't forget to hit the like button, and also don't forget to become a member here to the Strap Club. Join the subscribe button and join the biggest Cronos community online. They're up to date with all the latest news. This week, by the way, we'll have a bit less content because it's Christmas time. The most wonderful time of the year. Yeah, I don't sing, so it's better for the copyright. Also, by the way, this is interesting. Once again, we're bouncing on top here of the blue line. Good sign so far. But I want to see a different crow chart. Crow USD. Coinbase, sure. No, they're not Coinbase. Crow is currently retesting on the 5 EMA support. Crow has had also quite an interesting week. Again, though, it's a rat week. We have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 rat weeks in a row. 8 rat weeks in a row. And we created a lower low. This week has been quite hard, actually, for Crow. But what is good? What is good about the CRO token? Well, I want to talk about a bit of bullish divergence. I think, wait a minute, it's the Bitcoin chart. Give me 1 sec, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin is so far printing a rat year, by the way. Bitcoin is printing a rat year. That's not really, doesn't happen that often. I think we can actually also see it on the crow chart. Give me 1 sec, ladies and gentlemen. We have, I think, quite an interesting chart here. So, it isn't actually the cleanest bullish divergence yet, but what you see is quite interesting here, is that Bitcoin, or CRO here, it is showing a clear downtrend, right? Clear downtrend. But, the RSI, the Relative Strength Index, it is no longer going down. You would expect that if everything is going down, also typically the RSI is going down. But the RSI is showing now, it wants to go up. I would say that the overall trend for the RSI is stable, but mainly to the upside. And if the price is going down, but we see that the RSI is actually stabilizing or even going up, like what we see now, there is some bear exhaustion. That's what we call bullish divergence, because we expect that after the bears are completely exhausted, we can actually get some more upside. And let me quickly show you why that's so bullish, because we have some examples in the past where this also happened. Same thing here, for example. We see a price fall, but at some point before we start a reversal, we already see a bit of how do you say that? I think that's not the best example here, guys. I'm still I'm still a bit in holiday mode. I see. Or is it? I think there's a crazy good example of bullish divergence. It doesn't always work though, unfortunately. What do we see in the weekly? On the weekly, we see another light red candle. Interesting. Let me bring up the MACD then. That's a daily. Interesting. On the MACD, as Peter's talking about, you can see we are now printing a third consecutive light red candle. Typically also point towards bear exhaustion. I was looking for an example of the of a true bearish divergence playing out, but it's hard to do it live, guys. Typically when I make videos, I'm a bit more prepared. I think we can find some though. I think we can find some. Typically, as I mentioned, right, the trend is the same for both the RSI as the actual price. But when there is a difference between the price and the relative strength index here, this is the indicator on the low. That's what we call bearish divergence. Or bullish divergence in this case. The weekly RSI is printing a hidden bullish divergence from the June 2025 lows. Interesting. We can check that one actually. I think I saw it somewhere, like a really good example of a good bullish divergence. That's also why I use the Bitcoin sign. You say it's actually printing a hidden bullish divergence from June 2025. So here we can see it's actually, yeah, okay, you have to zoom out a lot. Sorry guys, but I don't see the market recovering that soon. We need to see the first quarter of next year. The market needs to stabilize first before recovering. That's exactly the point I'm actually making here, sci-fi. Exactly the point I'm making here. So what we do see is, or for example, the MACD, but also on the RSI, is that there is currently bear exhaustion. Trend is to the downside, but the RSI is going up, meaning that we might have found a floor. Same thing over here, right? You can see basically we are in the bigger picture for Bitcoin here. We are creating higher lows. Not the best structure, but definitely we are creating higher lows. We need to break it at some point. We need to break 95. And then we can actually take a look at what will happen in the long term, because I think that this will be the big test here. The blue line is the 200-day. And so far we got a few rejections actually from the 21-day, the short-term moving average here. You can say basically as long as we're below the short-term moving average, it's bearish. But once we get above it, like if you break 89, it can be at least short-term bullish again, like what we have seen here, right? We are breaking above the 21-day, then we're testing the actual highs again. But let's see. Of course, guys, nothing in this video is financial advice. Anyway, Star Fox is strapped in. That's good to see, man. Welcome, welcome. We'll talk about Bitcoin dominance, weren't we? Bitcoin dominance showing a green candle. And this is not something I like to see. I really want to see a big breakdown again for Bitcoin dominance, but it's not happening so far. It's creating a higher candle. So far, still lower than where we left off here. We quickly went though above 60% very shortly. Very, very shortly. But I think so far, Bitcoin dominance it's I don't know, it is supposed to fall down, guys. I still expect, because we have here this rising wedge, in about the same amount of time, we should be going back to the lows here. So probably in February, that's my expectation at least. In about February, we'll probably go back to about 57 regarding Bitcoin dominance, and it will fulfill the target really of the rising wedge. But of course, it's still interesting. I need to see a clear break for Ethereum to the upsides here. Above 3,500, preferably. Realize some big losses today. Fully decentral now. What do you mean with decentral? Have you removed everything from the centralized exchange? Oh, interesting, by the way, guys. If you live in Europe, from the 1st of January, all the crypto exchanges, including Crypto.com, Binance, Coinbase, Gemini, everything, they have to report to your holdings and all your trades to your local tax authority. So I pay my taxes, and I recommend everyone to pay their taxes. That's what you should do as a good citizen. But I can understand if you want to keep your personal finance private. If you want to do that, make sure you move your important funds off the exchange. Go on a hardware wallet, software wallet. For example, we've got the on-chain wallet. If you want to get a tutorial, we've got one actually on the YouTube channel as well. Hey, Will, good to see you, man. Merry Christmas. That's good to know, by the way, guys. We won't have a Christmas stream. So tomorrow, or not tomorrow, on Thursday, there won't be any midweek update. What's up, Robert? Strap in. Good to see you, sir. Good to see you, sir. So far, guys. Okay. We do see that we hold this line here. This is really important so far for the bigger structure for CRO. And I still believe, as we talked about in many, many videos, that I expect a fourth and final wave. So if anyone new here to the channel, what are the 4 waves and what is the theory there? Well, you can see that Cronos specifically, it's it's a volatile token. Cronos typically likes to respond to big news or big events. What we can see, for example, this pump here, all the way up, that was the 70 billion burn announcement. Then here, another pump. That was, for example, the Coinbase listing. Coinbase listing, we got the Cronos chain upgrade. We got also the Loaded Lion launch. And finally also the final peak here that was set by the Crypto.com arena being launched. So all big news events, and together that led to a crazy pump. Crazy. Just to give you guys an idea of how crazy we're talking about, you could 10x your money, even more. Like 12x, you could 12x your money. Will, thank you so much. Welcome back, man, as a member. But you could, you know, literally 12x your money in 23 weeks, within half a year. That's why I say that things can, they can shift so quickly. So if anything is like what we have had back in 2021, unfortunately, this exchange here, it misses some data. I think this one has a bit more data, but you can see it's pretty much the same. You have a clear uptrend. You have a clear uptrend, like what we have now. You have a clear uptrend. And we keep testing. We keep testing here. We keep testing here this line. And every time we fall back, we do bounce up even higher. The question is, can we also bounce up even higher this time around for that final wave? Like what we expect here. What we talked about, I think, on Wednesday. That's what we're hoping for, not hoping for. So we're counting on, because this is typically how CRO likes to walk. You lost your 12-month record streak. No way, Will. Of course, we do remember. The North remembers. The North remembers, Will. EU is doing EU things. Hate it, to be honest. They always want to make it hard for little man. Actually, like, to be honest, Cookie, I think the legislation is good for the little man. Why is it good? Because you have to do the taxes. That's what you have to do. Like, you're legally obliged to. And now, with the exchange knowing or sending everything to your local tax authority, they can basically pre-fill what you have to pay. So for the little man that wants to be, you know, doing stuff as they have to do, they can now just, you know, use the tax tools by the government. And I kind of like that. The same thing for your bank. If you're now holding, I think if you're, you know, have money in the bank, I think the tax authorities also know that, and they simply transfer everything. Also for stocks, I believe a majority of stockbrokers already share also information with many governments. So this is again part of maturing. Will is back to orange or yellow. I think yellow is, I can't see here. Is yellow, is it 12 months? I think YouTube also remembers, yeah. I'm glad to see you, Will. Like you said, if we get something from a supercharger or staking, it will be reported to the tax authorities and should be considered income, right? I can't say that too solid. Like over here, it doesn't count like that. It counts here more like dividend. Is it dividend? I don't know actually how it counts. Again, I'm not a tax advisor. It differs per country, so definitely check it out for your own or your own region. Don't know how Italy does this, but this is important to check out because we're getting close to the end of the year. So we take snapshots, like all government basically takes a snapshots, and we do like a bit of a reverse airdrop. Instead of taking a snapshot and getting paid with an airdrop, we have to pay. That's how it works here. Robert, thank you so much. I can't see who won. Kanji, welcome to the club, man. Don't forget to join our private Discord. Link is in the description down below. And welcome, thanks so much to Robert here. It depends on the jurisdiction. Different countries treat it different ways. Exactly. But at least, if you live in Europe, guys, you don't have to... In theory, you don't have to worry about it anymore. But always check. Always check, because I don't trust the government and their mathematics sometimes. Each country sets its own crypto tax laws, independent of the EU. So don't mind having part of the taxes already pre-filled. True. Because, guys, let's face it. It's not always easy, is it? Not always easy. Kevin is saying, well, the supercharger does not create a tax event since it's a point system. Is it a point system, though? Because you get paid in a token, right? I don't know. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Welcome, Kanji. Welcome. Good to have you in the stream here. The arena. The arena has points. That's true. I have still some funds in the arena. I do like the idea of getting an airdrop based on the CRO you stake. We also got a very similar system actually on Binance, where you have to stake or provide BNB or hold BNB. I don't know exactly how it works. But if you hold BNB, you will also get typically BNB related projects as airdrops or up and coming projects. So it's a great way to, you know, get the taste of a different project for free. And the same thing is also true with CRO and the airdrop arena. You deposit CRO, and every month you get a different token. I think last month we got Bitcoin. That was pretty nice. You can also use it for tax loss harvesting. I like how you're thinking very creatively. To be honest, I don't need to like over here we can actually use unrealized losses. We can use unrealized losses for tax deduction. So I'm gonna use CRO because year to date CRO is down. Not significantly, but it's down. Well, I think about 30. Is it down 30%? Let me check. So we started the year at about 15 cents. Yeah, okay, it's down quite significantly. I know that in America they consider airdrops and they consider it like a credit card cashback. All the stuff is income, so I would think supercharger would also be treated like income. I definitely recommend the last sentence though. Consider consulting a professional there. I'm always like the tax authorities, they have to do so much work because like if you just have a job, like a job, it's all fine. Job, some cash on the bank, probably it's very easy. But the minute you do anything besides the regular job income, and it gets quite complicated. And the thing is, if you do it wrong, they will tell you did it wrong, but they won't provide the right answer. That's the crazy part, isn't it? That's not the most wonderful time of the year, the tax time. What's up, guys? Welcome, by the way. For anyone new, don't forget to hit the like button. We are seeing the first hints, really, of bullish divergence. Why do you see that? Well, for example, here. Go to the daily. You can see that we are, in theory, just going straight down. But it is also going up a little bit here regarding the RSI. The trend for the RSI is up rather than down. So that's good stuff, guys. Bears are getting exhausted. Gonna just keep buying everyone every month with my rebates and cash back. And even if I take another year or two, I also just have more time to buy. I like the attitude there. So for anyone that doesn't know, where is it? I've got some cards here. Ooh. Oh. I've got some of these Crypto.com Visa cards, and especially now during the Christmas shopping, it is crazy. And also, I'm going on a ski trip, and all the ski lessons, all the gear, and all the stuff, it is all cashback. And for this one here, this is my current card. I think you get up to like 4 to 5% cashback. Guys, it really adds up. So if you have idle CRO and you don't mind locking it up, because that's the thing, right? You have to stake it. I definitely wouldn't mind getting one of these cards. And also, if you don't like staking, for example, for this one over here, this is the Jade, not the Jade Green. This is the Jade Green, actually. But for the Indigo one, or for this one, or also for the red one, I don't have it, unfortunately. There's actually no, how do you say that? There's no staking requirement. You get the subscription model as well. Wait a minute. Supercharge giving you PAX Gold? What? I missed it. I missed it, man. Yeah, it would be much better if they just told me what they think I owe, and then if I disagree, I could submit all this paperwork to justify my point of view. Yeah, that would be. I think that would be the best system, right? Otherwise, if you made the mistake, you're like, yeah, it's like you have to check your own work, like with school back in the days. Like you have to do check your own exams, and then years later they can actually come back to you and like, yeah, but you made a mistake. Like, yeah, I had to check my own work. Oh yeah, did you see the fear and greed clock? What's the fear and greed clock actually? Like the index? Is it still at extreme fear? Probably somewhere at extreme fear. Let me check, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome. Fear and greed index. What is it saying today? It's not too bad. It's at extreme fear at 20. It's been lower though. You can see that not that long ago we were at 11. And in November we were at like 10. We are still at relative low values. And unfortunately, this one doesn't include the Bitcoin price. But typically, when we are at these low fear and greed levels, typically we do get a bounce. So I'm actually not too I'm not too unhappy with the current fear and greed. Not too much tax hassle for next year when it has been like zero price action. True that. Like no tax, guys. Like no one is probably going to pay a lot of taxes on their CRO, which is nice. So not a time for more accumulation. How does the indicator work? Well, the indicator, if I remember correctly, so they mentioned we're gathering data from 5 following sources, and each data point is valued the same. So it's using social media. They did use surveys, but not really anymore. Use the dominance of Bitcoin, trends, so Google Trends, volatility and also market momentum. So it's a bit of a mix. How they measure. I think social media is a quite a decent part though, and also the volume. I think volume, it mentions 25%. When there is a lot of volume, typically there's also more greed. But currently, guys, and yeah, it's going down. Let me add the volume indicator. I think for CRO it's not really that interesting, but you can see though, it's not high now. It's been a lot lower though. In July, it's been a lot lower. I would say, relatively speaking, it's decently high in the last few weeks. But you can see that the last time we had some bigger volume here. Oh, I hate this. You can see that the volume started spiking. That's also when we got some more uptrends. So volume is definitely an interesting indicator. So when you see that volume is again spiking up, guys, pay attention to the price. What I like to see though, I don't know if I drew this correctly here, but we're getting very close, I would say, to a breakout point. Is it maybe already that we are broken above this trend line? Maybe. I think you can make the argument, guys, that now we have broken the downtrend. And we're now retesting the trend line once more. So this is actually something you need to watch in the upcoming weeks. Can we bounce from here? Or are we going to retest it a few more times before we see the eventual actual move up? I think this is bullish though. Something you have to watch. I mean, next reward will be in Pax Gold. Okay. That's a gold stable coin. How is gold doing? I think gold had a decent run. So the S&P guys, the stock market, Nasdaq, they're still doing great so far. It's a bit lower than last week, but overall, like, it's so high still. Everybody's screaming like AI bubble and like nobody's selling their stocks though still. Like it's so high still. And what I like also to talk about, I think on Wednesday we showed you the Russell, with also Raoul Pal talking about the business cycle. But if I show you quickly the Russell 2000, you can see that the Russell is also broken to new all-time highs. That was last week, but still, we are trading at really high levels for the Russell. Do you use Coinly to calculate taxes? I not myself, because we have a different system. Here, Coinly doesn't work, but I've heard that quite some good people actually used it in the past. CRO went to 28. Yeah, I was watching the CoinMarketCap ranking for CRO this week. It was quite interesting. Let me bring it up because I think it was. So CRO went to, I think, again, the top 20 position on, like, if you exclude stable coins. Welcome, guys. Don't forget to, by the way, hit the like button as we go to CoinMarketCap here. So what happened is that CRO, it went all the way here, just below PayPal at number 26. But then out of nowhere, we got Uniswap. Uniswap had a buyback and burn proposal. It suddenly went up like 14% this week. One of the only green tokens. And then also after Uniswap, we had suddenly Canton pick up its pace. Canton? I don't even know what kind of token this is. Apparently, they are also in the infrastructure of, is it the SEC, or I don't exactly know what they do, but they want to drive tokenized market growth. So the CC token went crazy, Uniswap went crazy. On the flip side, though, we had Toncoin and WLFi by the Trump family. They dumped quite heavily, or they dumped more than CRO, let's say like that. Yeah, Canton up 43% this week. So these two entered your top 30. And also, it's good to know, we had an unlock. So CRO had another unlock of the 70 billion war chest. And you can see that happened not too long ago. Or is it? Yeah, it happened on the December 17th this week. So that means also automatically, guys, the market cap here to the left, it also increased by about 100 million US dollars. And it does help in the ranking for sure. What do you use? Pen and paper. We have a different tax system here, Kai. It's not really comparable at all. There are two superchargers. We've got the main one and we've got the Cronos supercharger. One is DOT, Polkadot, and the other one is PaxG. Let me check if I can find it actually on crypto.com's website. Let me check, because I love the supercharger. Honestly, it's one of the favorite reward systems I know. But honestly, the website, it needs an upgrade, because it's... Is it earn? I think it's earn. Is it earn? I can't find it, unfortunately. I do love, though, I don't know if you guys seen this yet, but crypto.com actually, they did an upgrade or an update to the app, and I think also the exchange app. And now you see a little Christmas hat as well above on the... I think it's Christmas theme time again. Let me know, by the way, guys, what are you cooking? Are you cooking anything for Christmas? Let me know what, because I might still need a bit of creativity, a bit of help to get the menu. So if you know anything, let me know. Doesn't have to be crypto team, though. I assume you use an Excel sheet then. No. We only have 2 data points. We have the beginning and end of the year. So it's really easy. You make a screenshot of the begin state and you make a screenshot of the end state. That's it. I have to subtract the difference, and that's really easy. So what about gold, though? We talked about PaxG. PaxG's gold. Gold this week, crazy run again. Crazy run. Christmas dinner here is turducken. Oh, I have to Google that one. Turducken. For anyone that also is curious what it is. Wait a minute, do you put an egg inside of this thing? Interesting. So it's a different kind of meat, some pastry, some filling. Okay, it does seem like they have multiple ways to actually prepare this. A 3-bird roast. Okay, so we've got 3 different kind of birds. Interesting. Moussaka. I know moussaka from... It's not like... I know the Greek moussaka. Is it like an oven? A bit like a lasagna? Quickly want to check the Bozozansi. Oh, that looks quite good. Is it cake? Nice. I'm getting hungry when I see this stuff. Thanks, guys. The only thing I don't like about the supercharge is that it gives rewards in 30 different small transactions instead of just one. Really annoying when doing taxes. Should have at least have the option to get all in one. Yeah, that's annoying, isn't it? That's why you need the automated systems, I think, like Coinly. That's the the Edge or Arena does have like one moment where you get the whole reward. Okay, something like that. Nice. Yeah, gold is doing crazy stuff. It's the interesting thing is now is, are they creating here a bit of so are they going to have a double top? I don't think so. It's more, it looks more like a structure like this here, and this typically breaks to the upside. Probably it will be something like this, and then it breaks up. So are we going to see a 5,000 euro gold or $5,000 gold? I don't hope so, because I still need to buy the wedding rings. I still need to buy the wedding rings, so I might have to be fast. I'm actually, I didn't notice, guys, that we are currently really testing this. This trend line has been going down for literally weeks on end. And now we are, it seems, above it. And I just noticed this, and I think this is quite massive, actually. But the only thing I have to say about it is weekend trading, guys. It is weekend trading, so weekend trading is not always representative of what happens, in the week that's about to come. But overall it's looking quite good. You can see it tested it multiple times. So here it tested it for a long time, this trend line. You can see here we had a wick all the way up towards the trend line. Recently we have been trading just below it. But definitely there is, I would say, some seller exhaustion. If we can truly break above this here. Can't you temporarily use a Christmas cracker plastic ring until gold comes back to, the $3,000 level? I don't know if gold will ever go back to being that cheap, though. Let me ask the question to the chat here, because the chat is, it's like with Polymarket. If you don't know the answer, go to the Polymarket, and probably the majority knows the best answer. Where is it? Pull. Will gold drop back to... I don't know if you guys are gold bugs, so let me know. Do you have like a gold wedding ring or any gold jewelry? So I don't like gold. I don't like gold because it's not really... we had actually quite a good talk about this last week. So we had this panel with, on the one hand, CZ, founder of Binance. On the other hand, we had Peter Schiff. Peter Schiff is a well-known seller of gold, so he's also a big gold bug. And CZ held a brick of physical gold. And he handed it over to Peter, a well-known gold expert, right? And he asked the question, so is this real? Is this real gold? He didn't know. He didn't know. And with physical gold, and yes, same with Bitcoin, right? I don't buy Bitcoin ETFs. I don't buy CRO ETFs. I want to buy and hold my own freaking CRO. I want to hold my own freaking Bitcoin. I don't buy the IOUs. I don't buy what's, the derivatives really of a product. Same thing also for gold, right? We can talk a lot about gold here, but this is not gold. This is paper money. If shit hits the fan, theoretically, right? Nobody wants this. Nobody wants this, right? Nobody wants the paper gold. Everyone wants the physical gold. Well, for now, I don't expect that shit will hit the fan. That's not my base case here. So if you want to buy and sell this, like physical gold, there are a lot of hurdles to go through. It is very private, though. I think that's also one of the takes for why governments probably won't actually buy Bitcoin en masse, because Bitcoin is trackable to a certain extent. We exactly know how much Satoshi has in his wallet. We can exactly track how much Bitcoin also is stored by the wallets by MicroStrategy. Pido, he loves gold. Bought a lot in Hong Kong back in the 2000 era while on holiday. Price was about 280 an ounce back then. Jeez, I hope you still have it. I hope you still have it, man. But I would say the times are different now. Like, if you have the choice, why buy gold instead of crypto? He still holds the gold, nice. I would say back then it was the best bet against inflation. It has been Pete, I don't know how you did it, but you bought the exact bottom. You bought over here in this area. Since then it only went up. How did you do that? Ooh, bottom. Robert's point was a bottom. I think it can be definitely a bottom here. On the subject of food for at Christmas, I made chocolate fudge earlier today. It's currently in the fridge so that it solidifies. Okay, well done. Chocolate fudge. Oh, okay. So the somebody was talking about a different kind of food. I lost the name. So they take a chicken and they put a duck inside the chicken, and then they put it also in the turkey. It's 3 different kind of of bird. Really, that's cool. We also do the traditional ham. We're going to do turkey because we weren't home for the traditional Thanksgiving this year. Ah, okay. I like it, Will. In the UK, they call it the 3-bird roast. Interesting. Solid Snake also goes for a screenshot on the last day of the year. Yeah, it's good. I think you have to, everyone has a system, and I think it typically works. As long as you don't ask questions, you're good. About the topic of taxes, guys. I'm curious. So it looks very much, guys, like what we have seen the last time, right? Isn't it almost identical to the last? Let's take a look at the pace here. It's about the same amount of time as well. From the high to the low. How many days did it take to start the uptrend again? This was 110 days. Exactly 110 days. How much time has it taken us now? From the high. 114 days. That's so interesting, isn't it? I probably want to make a video about this tomorrow because this is honestly quite interesting. So the last time it took about 110 days. Now it takes about 110 days before we see a break above the previous trend line. And that doesn't mean it's all up from here, right? But you can see that when we had this here, this break, it still took another 100 days before it truly started going up. So that is maybe, guys, the scary part. So maybe the next 100 days until March, we do nothing. If it will copy, right? If it will copy. We don't necessarily need to see copy. What happened here, though? I think it's about the same as well. A bit harder to draw this one. I would say here we had an escape of it. There's a bit of a fake out here, but this was a bit longer. This was a bit longer here. Interesting. Interesting to see how the waves typically tend to be quite similar, though. 7 is saying central banks buy gold like crazy. We won't ever see that price again. I think like as long as people are saying that the economy are very fragile, and especially with Trump in power, maybe I could say that if Trump, let's say that Trump loses the midterms, that means that Trump has a lot less power. If Trump loses the midterms, and therefore, like what we typically see, if no party has the power to truly change things anymore, that's good for the market, because the market likes predictability. Uncertainty is what drives up the price. Can we also see that? Basically, since the election of Trump, it has been on in a crazy bull market. Trump loves gold, that's for sure. But to be honest, guys, even before Trump, it was already clearly in an uptrend. I would say this is the break here. This is the definitive breakout here. This is October 2018. Or 2019. I don't know what really caused the big push, though. What's the poll saying so far? What do you guys think? Do you guys think that gold goes down, goes up? Okay, so we got about 64% saying that gold will drop back to at $3,000. Interesting. It is possible, right? Because $3,000 is about here. And we have clearly had also big sharp drops here. We dropped from, you know, after the financial crisis, really we dropped about 50%. From 2,000 all the way to about 1,000. So it's definitely possible. We did it before. Well, not a gold bug, but I have some just in case. I have gold tooth. Ah, okay. I got that one just to know my mother and father. Cool, man, cool. I don't know. I'm always afraid that at some point, guys, like literally gold will fall out of the sky. And why do I think that? Well, typically, like, if we get true space exploration, I know it sounds like crazy sci-fi, but with the what we get now these days, for example, Elon Musk and also Bezos, the founder really of Amazon, they are true space explorers, and I think at some point we'll be able to delve more resources also in space, and I think that over there we can definitely find more gold. The only issue though is getting the gold into you know, transporting. The transporting cost will be crazy. But one of the reasons why gold is so good is because there is so little of it. I think if you get all the gold in the world, you melt it and you actually get it like one big block of it, I think it will fit in a like a big car garage. It's not really that big, is it? Maybe a small house. Agreed about the price action. We see a low and then sideways for a little while to consolidate before we blast off again. Yeah, that's the boring truth, maybe, guys. So maybe we get here a trend change, and I don't mind that. I don't mind the trend change because this is painful, isn't it? Only going down, that's painful. I prefer this. I prefer, you know, consolidating like what we do now. However, I would also, what I would prefer the most is this scenario to play out where we see a pump like what we have had back in 2018. 2021, I mean, sorry. I prefer the robot take here. Rally starting soon and until March climbing every day. I would prefer that, definitely. to about 71 cents or 91 cents. I wouldn't say no to that, sir. About a 10x. Gold is usually a eventual flight to safety. Once a massive currency devaluation slows down, that is when we should see money flow out of gold into other assets. That's maybe quite interesting, because what we did see is that the yen is gaining a little bit on the dollar. I find that somewhere. So you might have heard, guys, about the Japanese carry trade. Japanese yen. That's actually quite interesting. I didn't know that it started bouncing, actually. I thought it was in an uptrend. I haven't checked the charts, guys, in a few days. But you can see it went up about 2%, but now it's completely retraced again. Interesting. The yen is not strong. The Paul knows best. Plastic ring for coin barrels until 3k gets hit. Silver. I like silver more, as in like the physical appearance of silver. The only thing about silver, I think it's like gold never loses its shine, and I think silver does. Hey Mark, welcome. Strap in for 2026, man. Welcome. One day it will be in the dollars, not in the cents. I believe so, sir. Welcome. Good to see you again, Mark. Silver's also on a run. Might even do like a 2x. So what Bezos wants to do is get asteroid mining as a thing. Transporting cost will be next to nothing with reusable rockets. Interesting. The thing about gold currently is so expensive. If they find a little bit in an asteroid, it's probably already worth it. The only big cost is truly the rocket fuel, isn't it? Bank of Japan increased the national interest rate for Japan this week. They just, I think it went up to about like 75 basis points. So it's still a lot less than what you get if you want to get, for example, US Treasury bills. But it's, it means, guys, that basically the free yen times are over. No. Oh, no, 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 no. It sounds like the good times the camera are also done. One sec, guys. Yes, I've already asked Santa for replacement. Santa isn't coming to town, though, I believe. Santa, though, it's really cozy, guy. I don't know if you've already seen also the new plushie. We got some Loaded Lion merch, and while we're talking, by the way, about the subject of the Loaded Lion, let me quickly go to the X page as well, because I think tomorrow is quite a big day for the Loaded Lion community. I'm not going to join, but I will quickly show you what's about to happen. For anyone that likes the Loaded Lion brand. By the way, for anyone that doesn't know, it's the biggest NFT collection. They also have their own meme token, the Lion token, but it's all created by crypto.com. And tomorrow they're going to start with their own shop, shop.loadedlion.com. and you can be able to buy their own merch. It's all a bit oversized. It's their style, more streetwear, but yeah, it's happening tomorrow. Will be limited quantity, so I hope for them it will sell out. It's a bit of a Christmas gift, maybe a bit of a late Christmas gift. Here you guys see how it looks like. I'm not a big fan. Not my style. She's a good-looking lady though. Bit young though, seems. I like the cap. I think the cap maybe is the best one. Let's see there what the cost will be, because I've heard that they can be quite expensive. That's happening, guys, tomorrow, so probably sold out within minutes, so check it out if you want to. Quite interesting. It's shop.loadalliance.com. SpaceX spaceships and also Blue Origin, New Glam rocket both use metalox, which is methane and oxygen as fuel. Both are easy to process out of atmospheric gases. Ah, okay. Learning something about space exploration, guys, today. Yeah, gold is good to wear, to have, but not to buy the stock. I mean, with gold you can create a Bitcoin and wear it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's like physical Bitcoin in some sense. And the thing is also, you don't have to have much, right? Like a small ring. If it's pure quality, it's already quite good. Yeah, so far, guys, it seems that CRO didn't do much in this stream itself, but to finish up, there are a few great signs here. So again, we're holding on perfectly to this. This trend line, it's all holding on perfectly, guys, meaning the week is going to close a little bullish. Even though it's a bad red week again. We have had multiple red weeks. This week again, no difference. But it's overall holding on to the structures we have set already in September of 2023. And also, I lost it. Where is it? Now you can see it here as well a bit. So what we have is a clear trend change also for the CRO token. Let's see what happens on Monday, because if we close this week, if we can close above this trend line, I think it's already a good sign that CRO is maybe back on track again to change direction, change course, because basically we have been going down since August 2025 and we need to see a trend change. Having said that, guys, I want to say a few things here before we end off the stream. I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. And for anyone who doesn't celebrate, have at least a great end of the year. We will be back, though, before New Year's. I think we will do 2 more streams. Let me check. So today, guys, it is the 21st. So typically, there would be a stream on the 25th. But that's Christmas, of course, so no stream. We will have a stream exactly in 7 days on the 28th. So that's happening. No midweek update. Video-wise, there should be one tomorrow and also on Tuesday, hopefully also on Wednesday, but let's wait and see. I think we can be able to do that. And then, yeah, we will be back, I think, on the 1st of January. So, Merry Christmas, guys. Enjoy your time with the family and enjoy your time also with crypto. Don't watch the charts too much. And I'm, again, super happy to have you guys on this journey. And again, also for all the people that we actually surpassed 10,000 subscribers before year's end. That's still blows my mind. I'm going to do also a video about that, so stay tuned. Will, Merry Christmas. Flying Bee, Merry Christmas. Bjorn as well. Have a wonderful time of the year and enjoy. Guys, enjoy your Christmas break as well.